Papua New Guinea is currently facing the possibility of bankruptcy due to the recent loan acquisition from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, of $3.2 billion, $918 million. The loan agreement requires the government to agree to several conditions, including increasing income taxes by changing tax laws by the end of 2023 in order to access drawdown over the next 38 months. The loan is intended to stop PNG from going into bankruptcy and liquidation, specifically for budget support and infrastructure development. According to the IMF report, the program seeks to protect vulnerable populations and foster inclusive growth, with reforms focusing on strengthening debt sustainability, alleviating foreign exchange, FX, shortages, and enhancing governance and operationalizing the anti-corruption framework. While there are several conditions to this loan, one requirement is that any new project loans and guarantees from ADB, World Bank, and the AIF, Australia, are acceptable, but any other lender will have to wait until 2024 or after. PNG currently has other loans being managed, including emergency funding from Australia to prevent bankruptcy, with the condition being to accept the IMF package. Other loans also include the Exim Bank. The new tax measure is expected to raise $12.5 billion, up to $10.8 billion, by the end of 2023. It will be repaid in 4.5 years at a 2.5% per annum rate. The IMF Executive Board approved the $918 million under the Extended Credit Facility and Extended Fund Facility for Papua New Guinea, with the 38-month arrangement supporting Papua New Guinea's reform agenda, which seeks to help protect the vulnerable and foster inclusive growth. The IMF loan is performance-based, and if the IMF-imposed target dates are not met, the money will stop, placing PNG in a very precarious position facing financial collapse. The total budget support over the 38-month $3.2 billion program and its planned 6-monthly disbursement is as follows: Year 1, 2023 fiscal year, $310 million initial disbursement in March, second $310 million probably early 2024, completion of Year 1, start of 2024 fiscal year, $448 million after second review, $448 million after third review, completion of Year 2, start of Year 3, 2025 fiscal year, $572 million after fourth review, $572 million after fifth review, completion of Year 3, 2026 fiscal year, $580 million after sixth review. The IMF warns that if the program fails to meet a review, the IMF will pause further disbursement of budget support, and such an event will likely stop budget support from other sources. Already burdened by rising living costs, PNG taxpayers will pay off the $3.2 billion loan the government is getting from the International Monetary Fund. An increase in personal income tax is one of several conditions set by the IMF that the government had to agree to for the loan. Other IMF conditions agreed to by the PNG government include an increase in corporate tax, devaluing the kina to move to a more flexible exchange rate, more changes to the Central Bank Act, producing a roadmap to manage foreign currency the way IMF wants, and making public details of contracts and who was awarded the contracts for COVID-19 related procurements for years covering 2020 and 2021 by December 2023. Modifying the open market operation framework by introducing a fixed-rate tender by the end of August 2023, appointment of staff, including a commissioner and 2 deputies for the ICA by June this year, and maintaining maximum fiscal deficit at $4.985 billion in 2023, are also conditions. Treasurer Ian Ling Stuckey did not reveal any details of the loan conditions in his address to Parliament in its recent sitting. However, the new loan is expected to generate a backlash from the community. But according to Treasurer Stuckey's first economic speech in Parliament in the last session, he stated that the target has been calibrated to 2023, upon approval of the program by the IMF board, scheduled for the 22nd of March, an initial $320 million will be released. These funds are provided over 10 years with an indicative 2.4% interest rate. The first review of this will be conducted against the 30th of June 2023 test date, with the actual review occurring over September and October. Should all performance criteria and benchmarks be met, and agreement reached on a new set of benchmarks through to June 2024, a further $310 million will be released, probably in early 2024. Treasurer Stuckey also points out in Section 7 of his speech that it should be noted that if the IMF program fails to meet a review, the IMF will pause funding of budget support and also stop budget support from other sources. At the conclusion of the Executive Board's discussion, Mr. Kenji Okamura, Deputy Managing Director and Acting Chair, made the following statement. Papua New Guinea has experienced multiple external shocks and natural disasters in recent years. These events have adversely impacted economic growth, worsened foreign exchange shortages that hampered private sector development, and increased public debt. The country also has large development needs, including bringing down poverty and improving access to infrastructure and services in remote rural areas. To address these long-standing structural issues, PNG has undertaken wide-ranging reforms, supported by the IMF and other international partners, including under two staff-monitored programs, SMPs. Given the institutional and technical capacity constraints faced by the authorities, reform measures supported by the program are streamlined, focused, and will be carefully sequenced. Timely capacity development and advice from the IMF will support reform implementation throughout the duration of the program. We hope you found this video informative. Leave your comments below on what you think about this video. Thank you for watching.